Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing a January wrap up. Now, this year we're going to do a little bit of a different format. I'm going to talk about the DNFs, I'm going to talk about what I finished, and then we're going to talk just briefly about what I am still working on. I will go into more detail for the DNFs and the books that I actually read, and the ones that I am still reading. I won't go into any detail, I'll just be like, hey, I'm still reading this book. I also will pick a book of the month. Hopefully, I like this format. I think that it'll be really good moving forward. So, I had 4 DNFs this month. Listen, when I came into this month, I was like, man, there are so many things that I want to read that I don't have time to deal with things that I'm not like enjoying or not really have a reason to continue reading. And so I DNF'd 4. I think I only DNF'd like 7 books last year at total. I did not DNF very many. And to have 4 in the first month is wild for me. But I am trying to be more selective. The first one that I DNF'd was Fix Her Up by Tessa Bailey. This one, me and Tessa Bailey just aren't going to get along. I think I've DNF'd 2 of the 3 books that I've read by her. I just didn't care at all. Like, I hated this actually, really. So the book follows Georgie and Travis. Georgie is a clown, like legit clown. She does birthday parties. And no one takes her seriously. No one takes her seriously in her family or anybody. And her brother's best friend, Travis, was a professional baseball player. He's home from an injury, so he's kind of done playing professional baseball. Well, he's moping, and Georgie is the one who kind of like kicks him into gear, right? Well, they start kind of hanging out a little bit, but he's like, I can't. You're my best friend's little sister, and I just see you as a kid. I don't really take you seriously. All those things. They end up doing like a fake dating type of thing, which I love. I love a fake dating trope, but this one just kept being stupid. Like, stupid. And I will share. Okay, I'll put a little spoiler banner down here. And when it goes away, then I'm done spoiling it. But listen, so twice Georgie tells him about her vibrator. You're not even dating. You're not even anything. You're just randomly telling this dude about your vibrator. And she tells him in like the stupidest moments. So she had brought it up or whatever in her sleep, which was fine. That's not a big deal. It's not even what I'm talking about. He asks her who Dale is, and she doesn't tell him. So then he comes to her house after standing her up to check out her fireplace because he said he was going to renovate it. Well, she got someone to come in and look at it. And while this construction worker is in her living room evaluating her fireplace, Travis comes in and is like, her whole family can renovate this and she's just throwing a little bit of a fit, so you can go now. Like, first of all, stupid. Like, who do you think you are? And then to get him out of her apartment or home or whatever, she says, Dale is my vibrator. Why are you telling him this in this moment? That doesn't make any sense at all. And so I just couldn't do it. Like, I was done. After the second time they brought it up, I was like, I'm out. I don't care. I find that really immature. Like, it's just like, I don't know. I think it's supposed to be like mysterious and erotic and sexy or whatever. And I'm just like, no, I don't agree with you in this moment. Like, that's not for me. So yeah, I DNF'd pretty quickly. The next one, I feel kind of stupid for DNFing this. Okay, let me explain. I DNF'd The Princess Bride. Okay, I watched the movie. I've watched the movie a dozen times. It's fine. It's not the greatest movie. It's fine, right? Well, so for book club, we were going to do The Princess Bride and then we're going to watch the movie. Well, if you don't know, the author of the book is, what's his name? William Goldman or something like that. And the book is a story about him telling his son, grandson, whoever, the story of The Princess Bride. So The Princess Bride is written by Goldstein or something like that. So it's a book within a book, right? The author has it to where it's supposed to be like real and all these things, and it's supposed to be like, I don't know, like meta, I think is what they call it. I don't know. But I didn't even get past the introductions at all. So he's got a 30th anniversary introduction and then like a 25th anniversary introduction or whatever. And he keeps talking about this museum for the Princess Bride. And he keeps talking about how he has to do research on the Princess Bride and what Goldstein wanted and what the real story was and all these things. And I'm like, what? There's a museum? I Googled it and it's not real. So he's writing these introductions as if this thing is real and it's not. It's just another way for him to be creative. And I got annoyed and I couldn't do it. So I DNF'd in the second introduction. I didn't even read the story. So I don't know what to tell you. I just couldn't do it. I was just like, what are you doing? Like, do you not have enough to do in your life that you have to do be extra? Like, you just feel extra to me, and I can't do it. So I DNF'd. Editing Sam here. I just realized that when I was complaining about The Princess Bride, I did not give you the synopsis of the book. So that's what this is. I watched the movie, so I don't know how the book differs from the movie, but your basic premise is that Wesley and Buttercup are in love, but then he ends up going on a ship and he gets killed, right? Well, then she ends up being pledged to marry this prince to become a queen and all these things. Well, then she ends up getting like abducted basically by these dudes who are taking her cross country for whatever reason to kill her. I don't know. I don't know why they didn't just kill her. I don't know. But so there's this man in black that is chasing them down and is basically going to like interact with them and these dudes. And you don't know initially his purpose. And that's basically the plot. It's this love story where he dies in the beginning. So I don't know how else to describe that without giving spoilers. So I don't know. I'm sorry. The third one was Nosferatu. Now, this one, I think I read 50% of this, 40-50%. And I just didn't care. I think I may have even listened to a little bit more of it. And I didn't care. We were following this girl. What was her name? Vic. Her name is Vic. And she has this power somehow where she can get on her bike and she can be thinking about something that's lost. And then she sees this tunnel, and this tunnel takes her directly to wherever it is, even if it's like states away. And so she ends up finding all these kinds of things, and it comes like a staple in her childhood. Well, her parents are going through a lot and they end up separating, and she's dealing with family dynamics and all these things. Meanwhile, we're also getting perspectives from this dude, Binks, something like that. And so he is wanting to go to Christmas Land. And so he is helping this dude, Banks, capture these children to save them to go to Christmas Land. And if he helps him kill 10 kids, then he can go to Christmas Land. And not only are they killing the children, but they're killing the mothers, and he gets to be physically intimate with these mothers before they die or after they die. I don't know. So this is our concept, right? Well, Vic ends up running into Banks, and he tries to kill her, and she escapes. Well, so then he spends the rest of the story trying to capture her, even though she's a grown woman now, and she's dealing with like life and all these things, and like we move up the timeline pretty quickly, and I just didn't care about the characters at all. I didn't care about any of the perspectives. I just didn't care. So this is the year of DNF and things I don't care about. So I DNF'd. And then the last one I DNF'd was Shield of Sparrows. And this one was a romantasy read that I was attempting for a vlog. And again, I just didn't care. Okay, so we're following Odessa. And Odessa is the first daughter of a king. And she's grown up her entire life knowing that her younger sister May is going to be the one that is trained up to be a queen. And learns all the history and the politics and the swordplay and all those things. And she's going to be the one who gets married off to this kingdom when the time comes, right? Well, then they have the king, the prince that she's supposed to be married off to. He comes to the castle, and it turns out that because he killed 7 of these monsters, that he now gets to pick who he wants to marry. And he picks Odessa, and she has to marry him that night. And it's a weird dynamic because he doesn't talk in front of strangers. So this dude, the guardian, talks for him. And the whole thing is set up for her to have some sort of relationship with the guardian because, like, he really definitely seems like definitely seems like the love interest. But I don't know how that's going to work because she's married and it's weird. And I'm really curious about that. But we're like 50% in, and I'm just like, what are we doing? Like, there's nothing happening at all. Like, she gets on a boat, and then they get to the woods, and we're like 50% in, and she's not even to the town of where she's gonna be queen. Like, our entire first half of this book is traveling, and it's not super interesting. Like, it's fine. So, I don't know, and I didn't really like her interactions with the guardian or with the prince at all. And so it's just not for me. All right, so what did I actually finish? And the first one I finished was The Third Gilmore Girl by Kelly Bishop. If you don't know, Kelly Bishop plays Emily Gilmore in the TV series The Gilmore Girls. And her daughter have like this really rocky relationship because Emily is like high society and she wants things a certain way. And Lorelai is like, no, I want to beat to my own drum and I want to make my own rules and I'm not going to be under your thumb. And so they have a really hard relationship. And it's such a good show. I love this show. I've watched it multiple times. Well, so The Third Gilmore Girl is Kelly Bishop's story of her life and her career and things like that. And I liked it well enough. It's not my favorite of like the autobiographies that I've read. I've read a lot. I love them so much. I think Viola Davis would probably be my favorite. I really enjoyed hers. But so this one was fine. I really enjoyed learning about her being a dancer. That's where we spend most of our time, is her being a dancer. I feel like I would have liked it a lot more if we had spent more time in the Gilmore Girls world and we had gotten more about that because that was why I picked up the book. So I think my expectations let me down on this one. The next one I finished was The Next Mrs. Parrish by Liv Constantine. I'll tell you the synopsis of the first one and then I'll tell you my thoughts of the second one. So the first one we were following Amber, who decides that she wants to basically take over this woman Daphne's life. So she starts becoming friends with Daphne and she like infiltrates Daphne's friend group and into Daphne's life, and she starts working with Daphne's husband and essentially is wanting to steal the husband and steal Daphne's life. So that's the first one. Well, then we have the second one, right? So we have some more storylines and new strings happening, right? I liked it well enough. I still like the first one the best. And I think it's because the twist, I loved the twist in that first one. Like, as soon as I got to that mid book twist in the first one, I was like hooked and I just binged the rest of it. Well, this one, we had a really slow start like the first one, but I knew that things were going to happen. And so I was kind of waiting and waiting and waiting. And I liked the perspectives that we had. And I liked the story itself, but I didn't like the ending very much. I feel like the ending was too, I guess, convoluted. Like, it just didn't seem to work easily. I love the scheming, and I'm like on the edge of my seat of like, how are we going to get out of this? But I feel like things ended up going in a way that I just wasn't on board with. Okay, the next one I finished was Fourth Wing, and I'm not going to give like a ton of thoughts about this one because I've got a in-depth vlog coming at the end of the month. So be on the lookout for that. But I loved this one. I loved Fourth Wing so much. I was not sure how I was going to feel going into it, and I just loved it. I could see some of the things coming because it's like pretty typical of that type of story. But even still, I had a great time. This was so much fun. And I can't wait to read the second one. Now, if you don't know what Fourth Wing is, Fourth Wing, we are following Violet. And Violet has grown up her entire life being a scribe. And she is now going to be a dragon rider. Her mom is like, no, you're not going to be a scribe. You're going to be a dragon rider. And being a dragon rider is live or die. Like, you either are going to be a dragon rider or you're going to die in, like, basically boot camp. Okay, so they're going to this school, like, academy sort of thing, in order to learn skills at, like, hand-to-hand combat and history and dealing with the dragons. And if you can't make it through, then you die. Like, they have to do an obstacle course, and you either make it through the obstacle course or you die. That's it. There's no other way. And so she has to deal with those kinds of things. And there's also this added element of there's these children from the rebellion that are there, and they have a vendetta against her because her mom was the one who executed their family. And she's got a friend, Dane, who is trying to talk her out of being a dragon rider, but she's like, I'm kind of here. I'm kind of want to give it a go. And one thing to know about Violet is that her joints don't really work the way that they're supposed to. So she breaks really easily, which is kind of a hard thing when you're going hand to hand combat, you know? And she's really tiny, and they don't think that she'll be able to be a dragon rider at all because of her limitations. And I love this kind of story. It's like the perfect setup for me, and I had a great time. The next one on this list was Borrow My Heart. This one, we're following Ren, and she overhears these two dudes in the coffee shop, and one is making fun of his friend because he's pretty sure that his friend got catfished and then stood up. And Ren, being nice and not wanting his friend to make fun of him, Ren jumps up and's like, hi, I'm who you're looking for. And so they start to get to know her, and she's thinking that it's just gonna be like a one and done kind of deal. But they end up like finding her at her job later, and so she has to keep this lie going, and it starts to like come back to bite her. And this was cute. I didn't super root for the relationship. The biggest reason why I kept reading is because I wanted to find out about the catfish, and I had a lot of thoughts about who it could be and what could be happening and all those things, and I was trying to see how that would unfold. I didn't really care about a whole lot of anything else, so this one was fine. And then the last one that I finished was The Good Lie. This one, we're following the psychiatrist, and she has been given the opportunity to create a criminal profile for this guy called the Bloody Heart Killer. He's killed seven of these teenagers in this town, and he will kidnap them, hold them for 7 weeks, and then he will kill them. And that's when everyone kind of finds their bodies, right? And one of the boys, the last of the boys, he escaped, and he points the finger at a teacher at school. Well, this defense attorney is like, I don't believe that that's him. I don't believe that you've got the right person, so I'm going to defend you. And so he gets this psychiatrist to create this profile and see if everything lines up, right? It's a very quick read. I think it was like 8 hours, so it wasn't very long. And I think I like the premise of this better than the actual like story execution. I mean, story itself was fine. I think I just didn't really connect with the characters, and because I didn't connect with the characters, then it was just sort of fine. I was mostly here to see how everything kind of unfolded and to see who the killer was, because when you get about halfway in the story of this type, you know that you've already met the killer, like, or you've already heard of the killer. Like, everything, all the clues are leading to somebody that you already know about, and it's just figuring out who it is. So I was trying to like be along for the ride and kind of see where everything went. And I think that they went in a fine direction. I just I just didn't feel very connected. So I don't have a lot of feelings about it. Okay, so my book of the month Can you guess? It was Fourth Wing. I mean, it has to be. I have so many thoughts about Fourth Wing, and I honestly want to do like a spoiler video for Fourth Wing just because I want to talk about it because I had the best time. I love this. If you've read Fourth Wing, please talk to me about it because I need to talk about it. I texted a friend when I read this one and I was like, oh my gosh. And she's like, I know, I cried. And I'm like, I'm crying too. Like, it was just the best time. And so it has to be my book of the month. As of right now, it's a contender for my top 10 at the end of the year. So I know it's early, but I loved it. Now, the things that I'm continuing to read, I actually only have one book that I am currently reading, currently in the middle of, and that is A Sky Beyond the Storm. This one is book 4 to Never in the Ashes. So working on that one. I also have Wind and Truth open. I don't currently have it from Libby. I had it for 2 weeks and then Libby took it away from me because you only get 2 weeks, right? It's not like they were being mean. And so I'm waiting to get it back before I can continue reading it. Those are the ones that I currently have, but I'm currently only reading the one. Now, caveat, okay, we're not going to get all bogged down in the weeds about what I'm reading or when I'm reading it because this thing could get complicated. Because you know what? It's Thursday and we still have a couple of days left of the month, but I'm not going to finish anything else. Like, there's no way I'm going to finish anything else. So I went ahead and did the wrap up. Now, I may start Silver Elite this weekend. I may start the Pucking Wrong Number this weekend. It's okay. I'm definitely not going to finish them, and they're not currently open. Like, I'm not currently reading them. They are next in line, but we're not going to make this too complicated. So, if you put together a timeline in one of my vlogs, I mean, like, you started those before the first of the year or first of February, and you didn't talk about them being on your reading list, it's because I'm not currently reading them. Okay, so we're going to be very chill about all of this and not make it real complicated because I will stress out and I will be the one to get in the weeds about everything. So I am choosing for myself to not get caught up in all of the things about timing and everything. It's fine. So we're just going to go with it. And if I start a couple more books before January technically ends, we're going to be okay. But yeah, what books are you reading in January? Have you read any of these? Let me know in the comments, and I will see you in the next one.